Happy Hexennacht, Satan fam. Austin here for TST Washington State to introduce you to part 1 of our ExtraLife D&D game. If you haven't heard, we've started an ExtraLife team and are playing games to heal sick and injured kids, with all money donated going directly to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Since Hexennacht is a time for us to honor those fallen victim to superstition and pseudoscience, we figured, why not play everyone's favorite satanic panic-inducing role-playing game, Dungeons & Dragons. Today, you'll meet our players. Leonard as the stoic paladin Frengrim Karn, Barrett as the haunted half-elf ranger Kyrie, Jacy as the enchanting Wendelin, a golden-haired cleric rogue combo, Kiki as the mysterious Majo, and of course, our fearless dungeon master, Siri Sanguine. Check out the links to our ExtraLife donation campaign in the description of this video, and enjoy part 1.
Welcome everyone to our first session of TST Washington's Dungeons and Dragons for Hexennacht. I am Siri. I'm going to be your dungeon master for the evening. And our campaign tonight is going to take place in the land of Wildemount, which is a northern realm that's pretty icy and cold at times. And there's going to be a lot of dwarves and elves that you're going to be interacting with that populate the lands. And we're going to start out with you guys in Palebank Village, which is a small village that has recently experienced some tragedies. And you have arrived on the day of a funeral. And when you went to the tavern, they kind of shooed you out to the graveyard with everyone else in the village to observe this funerary rite. So when you arrive at the graveyard area, amongst the mourners, you notice, in addition to the normal gravestones that mark, people who have passed on, and plants and trees, the town is actually gathered around this ice sculpture that looks remarkably well done, and is depicting a local dwarf that they are grieving. As you approach the crowd, you can overhear whispers saying, "I can't believe this happened. And I am so scared that this is going to happen to me too." And people are talking in hushed tones about the statue is actually the dwarf that they are mourning. One person stands out of the crowd, kind of catches your eye, and approaches you at the end of the service, he noticed that you all look pretty well armed and like seasoned travelers. And he introduces himself. "Welcome, travelers. My name is Elro. I am the constable around here, and I noticed your human friend here appears to be a paladin, and I was wondering if our town might inquire of your services. We are experiencing kind of a mystery here, and could really use some people to not only investigate, but perhaps track down the source of the evil that has embarked upon our village. The basic investigation we can pay you for. I can pay you about 100 gold pieces if you're willing to, and I can give you some more information if you would like to follow me over to the tavern, we can chat about this arrangement.
That is good.
Yeah, lead the way.
Yeah.
All right. So he heads back to the one and only tavern in the town. As you enter, it's nice to get a bit of relief from the cold, biting wind. You can smell a nice stew that's cooking in the back. Things are kind of hushed, but still lively, despite the funeral that had just happened. He leads you over to a table and nods at the bartender who brings over some pints of ale and a trencher of food and bread.
So what
Well,
can you tell us about this evil?
well, as you noticed, Ergon Lenth, the gentleman whose funeral you just witnessed, has turned into essentially a statue of ice. And we've noticed other people in the town showing symptoms of the disease that led to that condition. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but it's something new to these parts. It's called frigid woe. Normally, we don't see it here, but it is known to be from Eiselcross across the bay here. We don't really know the origins of it. We just know that some of the symptoms are that, when we don't know the length of time between exposure to when they start showing running a fever and, shivering, and you see kind of their veins being very blue on their skin. And it just kind of slowly progresses over a week or two or a month. And eventually they become a statue of ice. So we suspect that this is some sort of eldritch or magical issue, which does not surprise me considering the origins in Eiselcross. But
So there's a chance we're infected as well.
it seems to be just a handful of people right now, but I cannot say for certain.
What are the
I
beginning
know
symptoms?
that the beginning symptoms are starting to run a fever and showing those blue veins, like I said.
Okay.
There is one person in town that we know has contracted this. Unfortunately, she is not particularly fond of me or of other authority figures. And I'm hoping that perhaps you all could talk to her and get some information about maybe what she knows about this. All we know is that, 2 months ago, Ergon returned home after exploring in Eiselcross. He had been gone for about a year. He'd only been back for a few days when he came down with this affliction. And he just kind of started moving more slowly and showing those blue veins. Our village priests tried every spell they could muster to attempt to heal him, but nothing they tried could stop that malady. And we were just baffled for weeks. And he just moved slower and slower. And well, you saw the end results.
Is of the other people infected, have they all had contact with Argon?
We believe that the one person we know of who is infected, Tolgi Luton, she is a dwarf trapper who lives kind of on the edge of town near him. I believe they were friendly, and more than likely she had talked to or interacted with Ergon prior to coming down with the sickness. She seems to be in the early stages at least, but we're hoping that to help her, even though she's pushed away a lot of us who have reached out to help. She doesn't have the best reputation in town, so it might be part of why she's reluctant to take our help.
So you think a stranger might have an in? She might talk to a stranger.
No shame in trying.
It's true. The other constables and I just people of her ilk aren't very forthcoming in speaking with us. So if you'd be willing, we can, supply you with what you need for this. And
What
as far
sort
as
of,
we know, the first. Yes.
what sort of ilk is she?
Let's just say there's not honor among thieves. In addition to being a trapper, there's other things that she moves
I like her
in the
already.
night.
Oh, my condolences, Constable Elroy. That's really sad for Aragon, poor thing. I'm surprised that your local temple couldn't help out. Usually diseases and such are something pretty simple for the clerics to figure out. What other temples are in the town here?
Oh, we just have the one, to our wild gods, but all their praying and cures and spell work did nothing.
Do we know where in Eisencross Aragon was adventuring?
Well, there is a rumor that he was exploring near Serinla, which is the main landing for most explorers. But he was, he had mentioned trying to spend this particular trip looking for some more arcane goods to sell, to earn more money. And I know that, it's a higher risk to, get those goods and everything, but the payoff is quite worth it at times. So if are you agreed to take on this investigation?
Please lead the way.
I want to dig into the trencher a little bit more because funerals always have the best food. So, and see if we can gather. Well, I don't mind tagging behind and seeing if I can gather any other rumors about Aragon, the type of person he was, fence type or what, and then I'll catch up to the party.
Did he
I think
bring
that'd be
any?
wise.
Did he bring anything back with him that you know of?
Just his normal goods of trade, as far as I know, but
I think Tolji will be able to tell us more about that stuff. Like that's definitely a contact we want to get into.
yeah.
Because if he was looking for arcane relics, the disease might be from a relic he found. So
Mhm.
how far out of town does Tolji live?
She's about a 3-hour walk out of town. And not too far from her place, of course, is Ergon's cabin as well. He's within a half mile of her place. I don't know which you'd prefer to start at, but
Did Ergon have any family?
No, none in, he was the last of his line here. So,
Should we swing through his place on the way?
I think that sounds good. Yes.
Loot or
Get as much information as we can.
anything else on the rumors?
rumor wise, from what you can pick up from conversations in the tavern, most center around wondering if Ergon brought back some sort of curse from across the water, some fear about, I spoke to him a week ago. Does that mean I have this? And just real concern for themselves at this point. You do overhear one more pompous member of the community bragging that, well, I hope that Tolgi just rolls over and dies. We'd be better off without her. She's so ungrateful.
I am definitely intrigued.
I'm excited to meet the thief. Can trade stories. Shall we be on our way then?
We grab a horse. Are we gonna walk?
Are there horses available? Do we have to rent one?
Are there stables? Are there stables at the tavern?
There are, and the constable helps you get access to horses to aid your journey.
Procure.
Really don't want to walk for 3 hours. That's a long way.
3 hours.
If we're on horse, we can always split up if we have to too. So
Yeah.
Okay, so gather some directions to Ergon's place. And
Constable, can you provide a local guide?
Actually, even my men are afraid to head out there now. But I can certainly, this road that runs through town, it does not fork. But once you come to the big bend, right as it enters the woods, Ergon's cabin will be on the left-hand side. And just beyond his cabin is another path deeper into the woods where you'll find Tulgi's place.
Anything dangerous we should be looking for? How soon is
it's
nightfall?
It's about 1 PM.
Okay.
So nightfall is about 6 hours.
Okay.
In terms of danger, nothing more than the cold wind, and it's always a possibility of more snow coming. We do also have a few creatures that live in the woods, but generally they don't bother us if we're pretty noisy. So
Great.
things are pretty mellow around the town, other than this issue.
Well, I think we're ready to go then, as long as you guys are packed up.
Yep.
Great.
Sounds good.
If it's going to be super cold, I'd like to ask the constable for some heavier gear. I wasn't prepared for this kind of weather.
Oh, certainly. He tags one of the bar backs to run to the provisioner and bring heavy jackets about your size. They are lined with fur, and the outsides are nice and water repellent, Unfortunately, they do smell a bit of the walrus blubber that they were sealed with.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fix that with the cantrip because that won't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll forego it. I'm used to the cold weather.
It's just gonna make me hungry. Can the constable provide some victuals for the excursion?
Definitely. He can give you a couple days worth of hardtack and such, but he assures you that you're close enough to town to make it back for a meal here at the tavern. He's confident enough that he'll reserve 2 rooms for you guys for your return.
I was hoping we would be coming back. Don't want to stay out in the woods with a thief as much as I can empathize. Guess we're on our way then.
Let's go.
Great.
All right.
Off to the north, I believe. Doesn't matter. There's one
Yes.
road.
So after, maybe about 30 minutes of riding at just a walking pace with your mounts, you see to the left a snow-covered cabin, and it looks pretty peaceful and quiet. The windows are all shuttered, and you don't see any smoke from the chimney. Nothing seems out of place. You do notice a number of footprints kind of circling the cabin, but otherwise seems pretty quiet.
Kind of footprints. See, Kyrie, can you identify these?
It just looks like curious onlookers who were wondering why he wasn't there. So they're just around the windows, and it doesn't look like it's been forced or anything.
Why don't you give me an investigation check?
What's that?
If you roll your D20
D20. Okay, hold on.
and you add any intelligence bonus you might have.
I have a +3 and a D20, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me find this website you use. All right, so a D20 and +3, boom, 20.
Nice.
As you look a bit closer, you notice some more defined footprints near the window on the north side of the cabin, and that the shutters that normally lock from the inside have been jimmied open. There's little scotch marks on the wood.
Do I suggest something?
I don't know what you do with that info.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out.
Going to force our way in then?
Well,
Or get in the
let's
window?
see if he was if the doors are even locked.
Yeah.
You might want to wear a glove or cover up.
Mm,
We don't know if what's radiating out of this.
I think that's in my standard fare. Yeah, I'll try the door.
The door is unlocked. It's kind of dark in there, though.
I can see.
The light from the doorway illuminates that you can see there is a bed that's kind of unmade, near the fireplace. And there are just like layer upon layer of blankets that were piled on that bed at some point. Up above the fireplace, there's some mounted head of some white creature. There's a table that's strewn with dirty dishes, but
Are we able to tell how old the dishes are and how recently scratches might have been applied? Or am I
Yeah.
guess?
yeah, the
Probably not.
dishes just look a few days old. As you're looking at those, you do notice there are some books that have been kind of pushed off the bookshelves, like in a hurry.
Are there any missing? That we would, how would we know that maybe bits of dust shifted or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to look for footprints as well. Do I see any footprints? Is that another discovery?
Oh, are there wet snow footprints?
No wet footprints.
Okay.
And just lots of, there's no real footprints to be seen in the house. Just lots of books that are kind of scattered around.
And a
What
little,
kind?
What kind of books?
Yeah, what kind of books?
Most of them seem to do with tracking animals, curing food. There is one book that kind of, it looks like it's a well-worn cover, and there's a little tab of paper sticking out of the top.
What does it say?
Yeah, open to that page, Chris.
So the page itself is not particularly interesting. It's just some scribbling, kind
Like
of
the
describing a little bit of, his time out at Islecross. No real details. However, the paper that was marking the page turns out to be a receipt dated about 2 months prior, and indicates that Ergon sold several Aeorian items from that he found in Islecross to a local antique shop called Pelk's Curiosities for about 1,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
He listed out a dagger, a scroll case, a jade statuette, a quiver of 20 arrows, a silver ring set with jasper, and 2 glass vials that are blue in color.
Files. Okay.
while they're looking around, I'd like to get a small area of the floor to set up a ritual and detect disease. It'll take 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual, so I'll stay out of the active investigation that other way.
I'm gonna pocket that receipt.
Yeah, is the fireplace still warm?
No, you can tell that the
It's been dead for a long time.
it is completely burned out and cold now,
Okay.
but recently must have seen some heavy use, because there is quite a bit of darkened soot around all the edges.
Are there any bits of paper or anything in there?
No, not really.
Nothing. Are there any rugs?
There is one rug beside the bed.
Can I look under the rug?
So under the rug, it appears to be just normal floor. You can give me another investigation check.
Yeah, I was gonna say trapdoor or
Another
something.
roll?
Yeah.
Oh, I only got 4.
Nope, looks like normal wood.
I have pretty high investigation. Can I do a roll? Or is it just
Sure.
one person? Okay. I have investigation +5. That's a D20, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 20.
Ooh. You notice that one of the boards has a slightly wider bit of space between it and the neighboring boards. And you catch a glint of something metal beneath the wood.
Okay. I grab one of my short swords and pry it open as best I can.
Okay.
Do I need a
Give
strength
me a
check for
dex
that?
check on that.
Dexterity. Okay. Is that a D20 as well, as if I recall correctly?
Yes.
Dexterity. I have dexterity +3 and I got a 20. So 20,
Okay.
23.
All right. The board comes free with a pop noise, and you hear kind of a whoosh noise emerge from there. And you see a small quiver that has struck the bed instead of you.
Oh. So
Small
it's been
dart.
okay. Good. Examine it, I guess. That's kind of weird.
And as you look into the hole, you can tell that this is where he kept his cash.
Hmm.
You find about 50 gold pieces in there, an ornamental dagger that looks in excellent condition, and a small tube that is ornately decorated, seems to be holding a scroll.
Can I take it out of the scroll tube? Love to give that a read.
Yes. So you take it out of the tube. Why don't you give me an Arcana?
Arcana, I have that.
Yep.
It's +5.
Hoot.
19. So that would be 24.
Nice. So you can tell that this is a special language that was used in Aeolian.
Aurelian.
It is a specialized magical language developed in Islecross during the war to help animate their clockwork soldiers.
Oh, wow.
This scroll just seems to describe a place called, sorry, I lost the name. Saul's Vault.
Would it help
Other
if I
than
attempted to, bother our paladin after the ritual and see if they could get something out of this? If there's spells and
the
stuff on
cleric
it.
is doing the cleric is doing the ritual.
They're doing the ritual right now, so I can wait. Okay. Is there anything on the dagger that would suggest where it came from? Or where the scroll came from? The scroll came from the north, never mind.
No, the dagger, other than being ornate, doesn't appear to be anything but expensive.
Okay.
But you said we could discern the scroll, we could read it.
It's in the language from the north.
To a degree.
Yeah. I recognized the language. I think that was pretty much it.
Are there any languages it's akin to? Like languages we might already speak? You said it was a magic language?
That's why I was
Yes.
trying to interrupt our paladin, our cleric.
So is it akin to
You might see some characters that remind you of infernal languages.
yeah, I have infernal and deep.
I have
but,
deep speech in abyssal too, but
I have abyssal as well, yeah.
Yeah, you can see some similarities, but nothing
Nothing that stands
truly
out.
clear.
okay.
All right. Well, maybe Tolji knows more about it.
Anything from the ritual? Looking around, any detecting disease here? Looking at
Uh,
through the cabin, still not touching anything.
Okay, so from what you could discern from your ritual, it is not airborne. It is definitely passed by touch. And it is definitely not a disease that you are familiar with. And nor
Is-
does it occur in the natural world.
Oh. Is
So-
it like on everything, or is it?
Yeah,
everywhere? Can I
are we
tell
able
where
to-
Is anything like? Cool.
No, there's small traces of it on the counter in one small area. But other than that,
Well,
and that is just a light dusting of a bluish color, but nothing else. That
We need to actually touch whatever it is to get it. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Mhm.
Like the artifact itself or whatever it is. The
Or
vet-
somebody that has it. Maybe.
or somebody that
Yeah.
has it. Is it spreadable from person to person, or is it only from? It is spreadable person to person. Okay.
Yeah.
That adds some
Okay.
serenity to my mind.
Anything on the counter in that area where it was said concentrated and discerning from anything?
No, nothing there anymore. So
All right.
Okay. Well, I suggest we head on to Tolji.
Oh,
And-
yes, that would be. I think we've exhausted everything here,
Yeah, there was no upstairs or downstairs or anything, right? Just small cabin.
other than
No.
the little cabinet money pit.
Nothing in the rafters. No herbs or anything.
No ganja.
no, just that really the only decoration is that head above the fireplace. Otherwise, it's just pretty.
Do we know what kind of
Minimal.
animal it is?
Yeah, can I inspect that? The head.
Yeah. You can give me a nature, which would be an intelligence check.
14.
Mhm. It looks. You can tell that it is a monster of the north, but you can't. And it was quite large, and obviously a predator. But more than that, it's hard to say.
I'm satisfied. I say on to Tolji.
Yeah. Geez, I wonder if we're go north.
Is it?
On to Tolji, I agree.
Can we easily find the path?
Yes.
Is it? Do we need to continue to walk our horses, or can we ride on the path?
You'll probably have to walk the horses.
Okay.
And I took the receipt. Majo, did you take the vial?
Yes, I can take the vial.
You wanted me to take a look at the scroll case?
Oh, I'm also taking the dagger, the ornate scroll, and the money. And yes, take a look at the scroll. And I can do a little interpreting if you need, but it's the best I could do.
Can I determine if it's wizard or clerical or something else?
Do you want to give me our Arcana check?
19.
Okay. You two recognize it as the language of the of the AR to a certain degree. You can make out that there are words of enlivening and commanding within the scripting. And it seems to be the words of power to create an clockwork army and to have them do your bidding.
Army. Okay.
Unfortunately, the words, the pronunciation of these words is
Beyond me.
beyond your current level of knowledge. But,
Okay. I relay that to the party. And it's wizard, I'm assuming. Wizard
Yep.
scroll. Okay. Looks like it's a scroll of animating an army. Clockwork.
Can I look at the books one more time? Is it a vast amount of books, or is it just like
just about 10 books or so.
Are any of the books in a series, like numbered?
No.
Can I check the books for any hollow books?
Yeah, there are none.
Moving on up the trail.
Yeah, I'm done.
Over to Tulgi Luton's home. It's a one-story, one-room log cabin. It looks pretty peaceful from the outside. There's a steady stream of smoke coming from the chimney, so you know that she's home and she's got the fires going.
Were we told if Togi was a dwarf? Also, yes.
Yes. The cabin's about 12 foot high. And, you know, you can tell that the windows and doors are locked, possibly against the townsfolk who have been pestering her. But the porch does not appear to have any footprints on it or surrounding the cabin.
I'd
So
like to
nobody's
call
been
out
out here for days.
I'd like to call out in Dwarvish, you know, Tolgi, can we ask you a couple questions? The constable sent us. And I call it in Dwarvish. All right. No, wait for a response.
You hear some bustling inside. And
I'm going to keep a good distance.
She replies in Dwarvish. What does that jackass want?
Also in Dwarvish, and I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of thieves' cant clues to let her know that I'm friendly. He was just asking us to investigate the death of your friend. I'm very sorry for your loss. If there's any information you can tell us about where he might have been investigating or adventuring, anything that he might have brought back, what where do you think the origins of this this disease, and also is there anything that you need, anything that we can get for you?
I don't need anything from those townspeople. And
Okay.
I don't know much about this disease at all, so I don't know why you even bothered coming out here. Just let me
All right.
alone to die.
I want to know, Gwendolyn, maybe you can ask about why the strife between her and the town?
Sure. Togi, so why are you so upset with the townsfolk, or why are they against you?
Well, if you have to know, they assume that I'm the one who's stealing from the town. I've never stolen from anyone around here, ever. Not only is it beneath me, but none of them have anything of worth. So I don't know why, but they
Translating for the
insist.
party.
Hmm.
Okay,
What-
did she drop any clues in Thieves' Camp from the way she responded?
She dropped some clues that if indeed you are down with the thieves, that she is warming to you.
All right, that's good. I'll relay her basic response and translate that, leaving out the camp part. So we're going to go and investigate where what was his name? Ergon was last, and maybe things that he had with him that he might have brought back. Sprinkling in, maybe there's a fence, possibly is it the curiosity shop, and asking her if he had left anything with her that might have had the contagion on it that she's got it from.
She says, I don't have anything from that man anymore. You'd have to talk to my sister about that.
What's your sister's name?
Sister's name is Huli.
Was it her curiosity shop? Cooley's Curiosity? Is that who that was? Or I didn't get the name.
No,
Okay.
she's out at Croker Cave. They wouldn't let her and her band out in the town anytime soon, that's for sure. She says, pretty amused. No, the curiosity shop is, she indicates with the thieving hints that is the fence for local thieves.
Okay, about what we have figured then.
The constable didn't mention anything about any thefts. Can we ask? Told you what was stolen from the town?
I don't know, but it was about 2 months ago. Things went down and they started pointing fingers at me.
Are there any other active known players in town?
Well, Huli and her Hutlot bandits are, they run the woods and the area, but I haven't seen them in town for a while. They tend to stick to their caves and maybe a little pirating along the coast, but.
How long was Ergon back from his last adventure?
2 months.
So there might be a coincidence there. And the fence is the
Curiosity shop.
curiosity shop. Let's go talk to the sister after we ask. Told you if there's anything we can do for her.
Right. Do you need any healing? Do you need anything we can do to make you comfortable? Do you have food? Anything, any messages you want us to take to anyone in town, to your sister, should we run across?
No. I just want to be left in peace.
All right. Go in peace.
Can we ask her if she knew anything about the blue vials that were sold to the curiosity shop?
How about a charisma check from our cleric? Because she's translating.
Oh, okay. I'll translate that. That would be 5.
Mm. She's just quiet, non-responsive now.
I may have worn out my charm.
I don't speak Dwarvish.
Is there anything else you want me to ask? I mean, she may speak common too. I just assumed that I would jump in Dwarvish to Satirides, maybe.
Then I would like to ask if she knew anything about the Ergon's last haul to the curiosity shop, specifically the blue vials.
Oh, she yells back, blue vials, those cursed things. Well, I don't have one anymore.
Anymore, okay.
I believe there's one at the shop, and my sister took the other with her. All I know is since he came back to town with those things, well, we're probably all going to die now.
And told you don't have any idea where they came from?
Well, Isocross, obviously. He said he was going to find the Aor goods this time. I have no idea where he ended up to get that kind of crap, but it's no good.
All right. Should we move on to Sister Hooli?
I have a few things. Can I ask them about the dagger and the scroll?
Okay.
Did you want to ask director, or were you wanting me to translate?
I
know, she seems to speak common, I'm assuming, right?
I'll probably just go with common then, yes.
I don't know anything about that, whatever scroll you're talking about, but that dagger is mine. You should probably give it back to me. I mean, he won it playing cards, but he doesn't have any need for it now.
Can you offer us any more help in return? Maybe Gwendolyn can ask her questions again, if she has any, in trade.
If we were to
then
trade
I hand over the dagger.
Were to trade this dagger, that you may not have any need for here shortly, but if you were wanting it back, it's sentimental reasons or what have you, what would you trade for?
I'll give you the words that will give you safe passage to Croaker Cave.
That
will help you see Hooli at some point.
Fair enough.
You know what?
Fair.
I'll leave it on your porch then.
You know what? I've changed my mind. You keep that dagger. And if you see that Shady Creek bastard Drognok, you shove it between his shoulder blades for me and tell him it was from me.
I think I can do that.
That can be the prize for you. Now, when you come to Croaker Cave, you just say, Hail Tiamat. They'll let you in.
Thank you very much. I'll be sure to pass on your message. I think in that case, we could probably go on then.
Sure.
We appreciate you very much.
How close are we to evening
You probably have about an hour of daylight left.
Should we return to town
Yeah,
then?
let's head
think
back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'd like to check in with the constable and dryly go over what we've discovered, but not everything that we've discovered.
Might want to leave the fence part out. Our constable may know, but not like we want to blow any trade secrets here.
Well, your ride back to town is very uneventful. As the sun starts to wane, the temperature definitely drops. There's more than a little bite to the air, and a few snowflakes start to fall. You can see people in the town are finishing up their business and heading home or to the tavern, but definitely heading indoors as it starts heading towards dark.
Well, sounds like a great time to find a nice warm spot by the fire and settle in.
Agreed.
So, looking at the, I don't know, is there any kind of a crowd at the little inn there? Any of the locals hanging about?
Anyone have any
The
wine?
evening the barkeep looks at you a little weird.
I
and,
figured.
Says, well, we have some wine. I can have the boy fetch it for you.
Please do. This cold is biting me.
Is the I almost want to take another look at Aragon's body / statue.
Yeah, I mean, did we think that that was actually him, or is that a ice statue?
Yeah, I don't. Now that we know like of the connection, I just want to. I don't know.
Because if that's actually him, I don't think it should be out in public. You know, if people are touching it.
Yeah, because it was at. Yeah, that's
Right.
why I'm. Can I ask the constable what was done with Ergon's body? Is the constable still there? Is he chilling with us, or can I send it for the constable?
Word got to him that you had strolled back into town, so he made his way to the tavern.
Cool.
What do you mean? That is his body. We, three of us saw him just take one step, and that was it. And that he was there.
Is he still on display, or has he been buried?
None of us have touched him.
Oh, so he was left where he actually froze, and he just happened to be in the cemetery?
Yeah, it's like he knew he was going or something. It's the weirdest thing. But he wouldn't be the first guy that made his way there. So
I would like to go inspect, see whose grave he was standing in front of. Are you guys gonna chill? Can I go do that on my own, or?
I don't want to split the party, but it's way too cold for me out there. I'm gonna stay by the fire. So sorry.
Yeah, same.
I'm used to the cold, so I'll come with you.
Okay. So I'm gonna head for the Majo and I are gonna head for the graveyard.
So as you approach the graveyard, you hear the really almost nothing more than the crunch of your feet on the snow and an occasional gust of wind through the trees. But there's definitely a an eerie feeling as you approach the graveyard. Give me a perception check, both of you.
Okay. Ooh, 6.
Is that intelligence as well?
It is wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. Okay, hold on.
Perception and wisdom, 7.
Woo!
I got a 4. I have a +3 and I got a fucking 4. So yeah.
So you rolled a 1.
One.
So
I rolled
roll me some percentile.
Yeah.
Ooh. Are we
Roll
using
me a
good hits and bad
percentile.
misses?
So Cree, you need to roll 2d10s to give me a percentile.
31, not any better.
So other than just kind of feeling a little bit creepy, you don't really notice much of anything, just the dance of shadows across the gravestones and the freshly fallen snow is just now starting to fill in the footsteps from the funeral earlier in the day. As you approach the statue of our dearly departed, you can hear the sounds of ice kind of crackling and shifting as the wind blows over it, kind of reminiscent of hearing the sounds of ice on the lake in the spring.
So is he getting harder or is he melting?
Neither.
It's just ice is continuously forming. Are his eyes open?
His eyes are slightly open, kind of downcast. And if you follow his gaze, you can see a small headstone in the general direction of his gaze.
Can I go read that?
So,
And hopefully I don't have to roll anything for it to
No.
read.
So written just in common. Here lies dearest Elspeth, too young to have passed, aged 3.
Elsbeth
Mm-hmm.
died young. Either a child or a loved one. Okay.
It was a child, aged 3.
Oh, age 3. Oh, I thought you like that, like a third age kind of thing. Okay, age 3. Okay. All right. So, oh, you're back. Majo, do you want it so that the headstone that he was standing in front of or looking at was a young Elsbeth who died young?
We know anything else about them? Are they related or?
Well, I was thinking we would go back and ask the constable,
Yeah, that'd be great.
or the actually even better than the constable. I want to ask the bartender.
That would be great. Get any information we can. Do you remember who I'm supposed to stab? I don't
Yeah.
remember their name.
Drognock. So I was going to ask at the bar to see if the barkeep knew anything about who Drognock was. Was he a local? Was he?
Okay, thank you.
abandoned.
We're gonna, Majo and I are gonna head back to the.
As you turn around, you hear a noise coming from the left.
The left.
Yeah, it's not really footsteps per se, but more of like a sliding or skating or skiing noise on the surface of the ice.
I'm going to pull out my bow just in case, because if I don't see them yet and it's not footsteps, that's a little concerning.
I think as an elf, I can see in the dark, right?
Yeah, I can see in the dark too.
Okay. As you draw your weapon, you see a humanoid shape come into focus.
Sliding humanoid shape.
The arms seem a little bit too long to truly be human. The neck is a little too thick. The fingers are curled and have long nails, and you can hear the heavy breathing.
Am I trying to guess a race here?
I don't know.
I would love to try and guess the race and see if I can gauge their intentions based on how they're acting and moving.
Okay. So because of your arcane knowledge, you recognize that this is in fact a ghoul, an undead creature roaming at night.
Are they sentient? As far as we know?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd like to try and speak to them if I can. Don't have the highest charisma or any others. Am I rolling?
Yeah. Give me a.
Roll for charisma. Oh boy, 6.
Do you want me to try too?
Actually, that's 5. Yeah, I would love some backup on this. I'll
Is
be
that a
bad cop.
D20 again?
Yes, D20 plus any charisma bonus.
Fuck. 3.
Okay, looks like we're going the weapons first round here.
Going the sword way.
I yell, state your intentions.
In reply, he merely snarls, saliva dripping from his mouth. as he
How close
starts
are they?
He's about 100 yards away now, but has quickened his pace to close the distance.
Okay, I don't have a good intimidation either, but
Mhm.
I'm going to threaten him and say, don't come any closer, and I point my bow at them.
Okay, give me a roll for intimidation.
Intimidation. Oh, it's 4.
It don't work. He not scared of you.
I actually want to back up and see if he was on the left. We may be between Ergon and the ghoul. So I want to back up and put Ergon between us just to see if that's what the ghoul is going for.
I think that's fair.
As you begin to move, it becomes obvious that the ghoul is definitely tracking you. You can kind of see this glow in his eyes that just portends evil intent.
Okay, I'd like to try and injure them with my bow rather than actually killing them if I can. But I'm
Okay.
shooting either way.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay, D20 again, or am I doing a bow roll?
Yeah, a D20, and then if you have any additions for dexterity.
Oh my God. So that's a 6 plus what other skill?
Dex.
dexterity. That's a 9.
Yeah. So your arrow goes astray, and it just seems to enrage him. He has now
Oh boy.
roll for initiative.
Rolls for initiative.
So roll your d20 and add your dex bonus.
Yeah, now
then
I
let
get a
me know.
16.
All right, so you're at 16. And Barrett, why don't you give me a roll as well?
D20 plus dex.
Yes.
16 as well.
Okay, and who has the higher strength?
Strength, I am 14.
And Kiki?
Sorry, dog barking again. What am I doing?
What's your strength? Your base?
My basic strength is +2.
Was that a 14 or 15?
Is that a d20 I'm rolling or?
No, just what your strength stat is.
Oh, 16.
Okay.
Wait, strength is 10.
10. Okay. In that case, Barrett will be first, and then the ghoul, and then Kiki in turn order. All right. So Barrett, you are up. What would you like to do with our ghoulie friend?
Well, how close is he again?
He's closing the distance. So if you had a short ranged weapon, you could get him, or you could easily move to close the distance to do straight melee.
Yeah, I don't even think I have. Oh, I do have a longbow.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll go for a quick intercept
Okay.
with the longbow.
Go ahead and roll your d20.
Plus the dex.
Dex or strength, whichever gives you a better
Okay.
bonus.
D20 plus. Right. It's the same bonus. Yeah, it's both +2. Okay, hold on just a second. D20 plus 2. 12.
Okay. You just nick him on the arm. Go ahead
Yeah.
and roll me some damage.
Is that the same thing?
No, it would be let's see, a longbow.
I see on my longbow 1d8 plus 3.
Yes. So roll a 8-sided dice and then add 3 to it. Oh, I have a 1d10 actually.
Oh, okay.
And a 1d10?
No, just a d10 and then plus 3.
Oh, a d10 plus 3. Okay.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. All right, and it's his turn, and since you shot at him, he's going to focus on you, and he's going to close the distance and attempt to swipe a claw at you.
Okay.
And does a 14 hit you? Your armor class.
Armor class 12.
Yeah, so he hit. Ugh. He barely gets you, so he's going to do a 1 point of damage. And then it's Kiki's turn.
Do
Yeah.
so then I go in and update my, what, do I need to update anything?
Your hit points, reduce it by 1.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, okay. And that's the max hit points?
Yeah, your max will always stay the same number, but you'll just keep a tally of how much damage you take. So
Okay.
like if you had 20 hit points, you took 1 damage, so now you're at 19 kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have anything in the current hit points box.
Yeah, so it'll be the same as your max hit points
Okay,
to start.
so in the temp box, I just put -1.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And then if it's my turn, I'm going to draw my short sword, assuming I'm right next to Kyrie here.
Okay.
And then for me, it says, oh, I need to roll a d20 first, plus dexterity or just strength.
Whichever gives you a higher to hit
Okay.
bonus.
I have a 13 plus 3, so 16.
Okay, that hits him. So go ahead and roll me some damage.
Okay, it says for me 1d6 plus 3.
Yep.
That is a 6.
Ooh, nice. So you can see he's definitely bleeding from his chest now. He kind of took a little half step back, but he's still up in it. And we're back to Barrett or Cree.
So I'll do short sword as well. And I think I have 2. Can I attack with, how does that work? Can I attack with both?
It's the longbow is a 2-handed thing. So if you switch to your short sword, you can attack. And then because it's a short sword and you're a, let's see, you're an elf ranger, so you would also get an offhand attack, which would be attack without the bonus. So you can attack twice per round with a
I should get to do
sword.
that too then.
Oh, okay.
Just keep going though. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'll short sword.
Okay. Roll your d20.
Nine.
Oh, that is not. Or what is that with your?
That's with, yeah, that's with the +2.
Oh,
Okay, now roll your offhand attack if you like. So roll again with no bonus.
Five.
What kind of ranger are you?
Yeah, the dice
right.
eat me.
So it's the ghoul's turn, and because Kiki gave the most damage, he's turning on them. I assume a 6 does not hit. So
no.
his arm passes over your head. You just hear the whooshing of air go by, and he kind of spins a bit. Maybe it's a little more slippery in the snow for him because the blood has now reached his feet. And it is now your turn.
Awesome. All right, then I'm going again with the short sword. So d20 plus dex, because my strength is garbage. That would be a 6. So
Okay.
no. All right, well, I'm going to roll that again. That's a 14.
Okay, that hits.
Okay.
Damage.
D6.
Plus your damage bonus.
9.
9. Okay. Oh, he's looking pretty bad shape now. He is panting heavily. One of his arms is just laying kind of lifeless against his body, flopping as he moves. He's hunched over a bit, but he's still licking his lips, and he's definitely not giving up at this point. And we're back to Kree's turn.
Let's see if I can not with this. Short sword. And 13.
That hits. So roll a d6 plus your strength bonus.
3.
3 is the damage.
Yes. With a +2, I get a 3. Yes.
All right. So with your blow, you pierce the creature's heart, and with a faint roaring, he falls to his knees, slowly falling off of your sword as he collapses to the ground. No longer moving.
That could have gone better. How are you doing, Kree? Are you feeling
Good.
okay? You got smacked there a little bit.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
A ghoul. Is he like? Can we search him?
You can, but he's mostly dressed in rags.
Rags. Okay.
I don't know if you can see the.
Oh yeah. Cool. Okay.
So you said he was sliding. Was he actually touching the ground? Are there any footprints leading into anywhere? Or are they far enough that we probably don't want to go that way?
Yeah, you can see he's kind of made a little trail just by not lifting his feet up, just kind of shuffling through the snow versus lifting his feet up. And it leads to the south end of town and out into the darkness.
Okay.
You know, there's more woods to the south, and suspect that perhaps that's where he came from.
Okay. Well, I don't think it has anything to do with the current mission then if we're focused on the north.
Let's say we hightail it back to the tavern.
I agree.
The way our dice rolls are going, we can't. If
We're tired, we need to go to bed.
A Girl Scout selling cookies at this point, we will die. So.
All right. So back at the tavern, our paladin and cleric, while you two were out exploring and getting attacked, it sounded like Gwendolyn was asking people around the bar some info.
Sure, just wanting to get the any details on Drugnock, or
Yes.
see what people knew about
So
him.
one of the elders of the village just shakes his head in disgust. Yeah, that Drugnock, he is nothing but bad news. He would kill his mother to make a buck. You know, he's ever since he got to town, things have definitely gone poorly for merchants traveling through here. I'm surprised that we get any goods anymore with him and his band of brigands.
Are they part of the Croaker Cave outlaws?
Yeah, and I still can't believe Hooli is hanging out with those guys. I mean, she was never super good per se, but man, once she got in with them, I don't know. They're a bloodthirsty lot. None of those guys are locals here, that's for sure. And man, just if you see them coming, you just get in your house and lock your doors and just let them do their thing, because
Could you give us
they'll just run you through.
Could you give us a description, like what sort of a being was the?
Oh, he's just some sort of brute human, actually. Which, I don't know why your kind would be interested in them, but
Well, as adventurers, we tend to come across a lot of these types. It'd be nice to know who we're dealing with.
yeah. Well,
I
he's
let
got
out
a temper on him.
I let out a big yawn and then hand the dagger and the scroll to Wendell and say, "Here, if you can do something with these, go do it. I'm gonna go to bed because I have to go do something real quick. So I'll probably
Oh,
be
okay.
back."
Okay. I'll keep them safe for you. Wow, this is a nice scroll case. It's very bling. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So he's a rather tall human. He's, I don't know, George, what would you say? Like 6'3" or so? Yeah. Yeah. Hair as dark as the night, that one. And a bit of a beard, and well, you can smell him before you see him sometimes, that's for sure. But he's got some anger issues. One time I saw him in town here pestering some merchants, and a little boy with them, obviously standing up for his papa, pulled out his little wooden sword and whacked him on the leg there. And I guess it stung because, boy, that man flew into a rage and overturned their entire cart. And I'm pretty sure he would have murdered that whole family if the constable had intervened.
Mm.
But yeah, I would steer clear of that guy if I were you.
Do you know where he came from?
I think somebody said he came over on one of those ships from Islecross. There's some bad folk over there, I hear, but it can't be all of them that are bad. But there's so many people go there seeking their fortunes. I guess you're going to get all types.
Is there regular passage to Islecross from here then? Like, or
Uh,
is this a place we can get to on land, or do we have to like?
oh no, that's about like a week or so on the boat. Yeah, week.
Okay.
About a week on the boat. In winter it could take a little longer because the seas get a little rough. But no, they do travel pretty regularly. There's a dock not too far from here, about a day and a half ride north. If you just follow the road here and then find the signs for Hultsville, you'll that's where you can get passage over there if you want to go there. So
Possibly. Okay. If there's nothing else that we would glean from conversation him, I'd just sit back and wait for our friends. I'll open up my alms box to get donations for my temple to see if anybody wants to donate. And I'm selling a few trinkets and some elven breads that I made and some beads. It's my side grift.
no real takers the first 10 minutes or so. Then you can see these group of younger men, probably late teens, early 20s or so, kind of they're looking at you and kind of elbowing one of the guys next to him. And you could tell just by their body language, they're trying to encourage him to come over to you. And finally, his friends kind of give him one last push. He kind of stumble steps and catches himself and heads over. hello, friend. What's the beads and stuff about here?
Well, I make my own elven breads. They'll keep you well fed on the trail. And the beads are carved by me, and then they have my my deity's symbol on there. Sahanine. I think it's a crescent moon on that one. Unless that's Saloon, I forget. But it's a leaf or something. It's very nature. Suggested donation. Press the alms box. What's your name?
I'm Gunner. So yeah, my friends there told me I don't want to offend you, but they told me that all elves breasts glow in the dark. And so they sent me over here to find out.
I start
Well,
laughing.
It's true. They do indeed. But only in the moonlight.
No way. I knew it. I flipping knew it. Dude, I was totally right. You owe me. And he runs off and they're all yelling at each other like a bunch of crazy teenagers. The barmaid comes over. Don't pay them no mind. They just are old enough to start drinking here. And by God, I wish they wouldn't. But
Oh, I remember when I had my first ale. So
but she slips a small copper piece into your alms box. Hopefully that'll wet the way for you.
many thanks. Okay, so are our friends back?
Yeah, so you notice Cree and Kiki come back in. The door opens, a little burst of cold air, and is quickly closed behind him. They seem a little disheveled and out of breath.
So did you find anything in the graveyard?
We found a ghoul, and we found another riddle. And I need to talk to the bartender really fast, and then I'll fill you in on what I find out. So I'm going to go to the bartender, or actually that barmaid, the barmaid that gave Wendelin the copper.
Okay. Yeah, and what can I get you?
I noticed that there was a small gravestone in the graveyard with the name Elsbeth on it, a young person who died at the age of 3. Do you know anything about that grave marker?
Sadly, I do. It's a kind of a sad story. Ergon was actually married, many years ago, and his wife died in childbirth. Such a sad thing, but it does happen, as you know. And he had named their daughter after her, Elspeth. And yeah, one winter, she was out playing in the snow near his cabin, and one of the damn hunters had left one of their traps out, as they do in the winter, and the poor little girl, she just wandered right into it. And well, later that day, he found her out there. And it's so sad. He arrived here in town weeping, carrying her in his arms all the way from his place. He didn't even have a coat on. He just walked. And our constable friend here, Earl Elro, met him in the street, and well, they took care of things, but it's just a real tragedy. And he was never really want to stay in town since then. So I think that's what led to his adventuring life. But yeah, maybe he was just coming to visit her when he froze over. That's what I think.
Thank you very much. And I tip her. And then go back and report to Friend Grimm and Gwendolyn what we found. Do I have to repeat it?
No, that's
No.
Okay, I was like, wait, how much do I have to do?
Are you injured? Sorry, go ahead.
Am I what?
Are you injured from your combat?
Oh, well, as much as -1, I'll be okay. I have a healing spell I can work tonight or whatever, but I can't imagine 1 is that bad.
Well, while you're chatting, the constable wanders over to your table just in time to hear you explaining about this ghoul that you met out there. He looks very concerned and leans in close. Did you say ghoul? We don't get those in town. What the hell is going on around here? Got this creeping ice disease and now ghouls. We've got to put an end to this at some point. I don't know if I can interest you guys in some additional work, but I'd really appreciate it if you could stick around for a few days, and just in case we need a little extra muscle.
What are you expecting?
I don't know, but the panic is starting to set in, and we'd have no idea where this disease came from, and it's just very disheartening.
Of course, I don't mind hanging around because I want to go. We have a date with Drognot, and we want to talk to Uli. But Constable, would the Curiosity Shop be open at this time?
It's hard to say. She keeps kind of her own hours, but I mean, if you knock on the door, that's all you can do and see if she'll open. She's very mercurial, that one.
What was her name?
Pelk.
Well, I almost want to go to the Curiosity Shop. Or should we wait until morning? Or I think if we go and see if it's open, that's another place where we can find more information. Because I've got this receipt, and I want to know why he didn't sell the scroll, the magic scroll. So maybe is it Helk's Curiosity Shop? Is that what you called it?
Pelk with a P.
Oh, Pelk. Okay.
They're more likely to be open in the morning.
If there's a ghoul roaming around tonight, maybe there are more. Might be wise to go during the day.
especially the way I'm rolling.
I mean, unless we wanted to, kind of poke in after hours to see what we could find,
Well, I'm kind of curious
like sneaky like.
because if these things are still, yeah, we have some thievy people, and if this is the local fence, I wonder if they have something that is attracting the ghouls. Well, ghoul. So I'm intrigued, and I'm not going to sleep. I just had an espresso, so.
Whatever we decide, I think we should stick together.
Yes, agreed.
Can you break the cold for a spell, and we'll go. And I promise that's the last thing we do tonight.
All right, I'm up for one more.
Okay.
All right. So the constable points out the building and wishes you good luck.
So we're gonna go rob the curiosity shop there, Constable. Pay no attention to the adventures.
Nothing suspicious here.
Right.
So as you approach the shop, one of the few places in town that is actually very well maintained. The outside of the building is a fresh whitewash. There are actual glass windows. A little small for people to fit through, but they're there for light, which is kind of a luxury item around here. And above the door is a sign that spells out Pelk's Curiosities, and the P is made out of a drawing of a green dragon. You can see a little bit of light shining kind of like from the back of the store, not really close to the door. But there is some light in there.
When we were there, it's still awake. Then we should try the door.
The door doesn't open, but you do hear a bit of a bell jangle just from moving the door.
Give it a minute, see if that's stirred. If not, then if there's nothing else, then we'll knock.
After you knock, give me a perception check.
Is that me or everybody?
Everybody could try.
Okay.
Perception. Be 21.
I only got 10.
I got a 9.
Okay. So Wendelin, you hear some urgent whispering and scuffling happening from inside, and the light suddenly goes out.
Oh, trouble. Someone needs to kick the door open. Or wait, is it locked?
It's
Try to kick it open if it's...
yeah, it is locked.
It is locked. Okay, I step back and let somebody with some strength kick the door open because it'll take me all day. Sounds like there's something going on.
Is that
I think somebody needs some help.
Is that probable cause? Are we moving in? Yeah.
I'm game.
All right. I'll kick the door.
All right, do it.
Give me a strength check. Or you can use athletics if that's higher.
Yeah, my athletics is higher. I get an 8.
You feel a concussion kind of rumbling up your leg, but the door stands firm.
Literally
I hop around.
drop the ball on the doorstep. I'll roll. Hold on. A little better, 14.
Okay, that works. You manage to kick the door open just in time to see 3 forms dashing out the back door. The curiosity shop seems to be in quite a bit of disarray. Once beautiful display cases are not only rummaged through, but you see some glass that is shattered, papers and antiques all over the place. They're definitely looking for something. Hard to tell whether they found it or not, or if you interrupted them.
But they're gone. They're not there, or
Yeah,
they.
they dashed.
Okay.
Do we want to pursue? We can track in the snow.
It's before we do. We might want to look to see if anybody's injured. Is there anybody on the ground? Did they attack anybody? Is Pelk
Yep.
there?
Where's Pelk?
So you notice a cloaked form kind of laying on the floor behind what seems to be the main counter of the shop. They have long whitish silver hair. You can see the tip of an ear pointing out from under. When you check, they're definitely breathing and kind of moaning a little bit. It seems like they're starting to come to.
Okay, I rush down to aid and see if they're injured and say, "Hi, I'm Wendolyn. Who are you? What happened?
Oh,
Are you
kind
hurt?"
of shakes your head and oh, I shouldn't have done that. Wendolyn, yeah.
Are you
I
injured?
am Pelk. I think it's just a bump on my head. I own this shop and yeah, I think it was those damn Croaker Cave boys coming in here. And I told them I didn't have what they were looking for, but they didn't believe me. Well, now look at this fine mess they left me.
All right. Before they get too far, do you want to go after, or do we want to maybe head to Croaker Cave tomorrow? Now that we've got a clue as to who they were.
Well, I definitely want to know what they were after.
Yeah.
Oh, they were. It's like they were completely obsessed with Ergon's blue vial that he brought in here for me to sell. You know, I don't have it anymore. I kept telling them, but they didn't believe me. And I offered them other things from his haul, scrolls and arrows, and nope, they only wanted that blue vial. Kept going on and on about needing that to take care of business, and which I found really, really curious because, since I've had that vial here, I've been doing some research because it came from Eiselcross and it's obviously Aor creation. And one of these books here, and she reaches down and finds this old tome that's quite worn and the pages are creaking as she pulls it open, and it's very, very fragile. So right here, and she points to it and shows you all in an Elvish script. It says that this blue powder, poison, whatever it is, can only be cured with the white liquid contained within the gold in Aor. But I have no idea what that means. And those damn Ulat thieves and there's Shady Creek, and oh, well, yeah, I'm obviously not going to be able to do any more research on it, but
So I believe the receipt said that 2 vials were sold to the Curiosity Shop. Is that correct?
yeah, I paid good money for that. But about 2 months ago, I had a break in, and they got one of those blue vials, and obviously they're back for more. It makes me think they took the first one.
And you sold the second one, right?
Yeah. Actually, I just sold it earlier this week. There's a family traveling through. They're staying at the tavern. Oh, what were their names here? Yeah, the 2 gentlemen and their children are traveling. Well, they're at the inn, and I sold him the vial just a few days ago. Although now I kind of regret it now that I've done this research.
Did he purchase anything with the vial?
Oh, he did get some of these wind up hopping frogs that I carry for the kids, but nothing of import.
But it's something, it's like a clockwork toy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we can go back to offer help or help clean up, do whatever, and then go back to bed so that we can wake up early and get out to see Hooli, because it was Tolji said that Hooli might had also at one time had one of the vials. So she may have been the one that broke in to get it, because it was, no, the break-in was the break-in 2 months ago? That was the
Yep,
break-in.
just shy of 2 months.
That was the break-in. Okay, so that, like, almost so quickly after they were sold, there was a break-in. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I'm for going to bed, waking up early, and heading out to the thieves' den to find Hooli.
Before we leave, I'd ask her, what does she value this dagger as? And I'd show her the jeweled dagger from Ergon's place.
Ooh, nice.
Might be worth something.
Well, she kind of eyes you, looking at your clothing. Well,
we come by it honestly, sister. I'm dropping some thieves. Can't let her know that looking to maybe sell this or any other items that we have that we might come across.
Well, the worth in this blade is not just the encrusted jewels. I mean, on the surface, I would say it's worth 20, 25 gold piece maybe. But you see that that pearl near the top of the hilt there? Go ahead and press that. You can see a faint glow from within the scabbard. And as you pull the blade out, a bluish glow and some runes along the side of the blade are lit up. She said, what you have there is an ice blade. Creatures of ice cannot stand it. If you run into trouble with any ice forms traveling in the winter, this is what you need.
Nice.
So it is a magical blade. It's a +2 against creatures of ice or from ice realms.
And I show her the scroll case too. So I can't
Where
make
did-
heads or tails of this. What?
Where did you get this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't show her the scroll case.
I'll show her. Okay.
No, you already showed it to her.
Where did you get this?
In our travels, we came across it.
Mhm.
You know, a girl has her secrets.
Well, it's definitely found its way over from Isocross, I'll tell you that. Oh man. Can I see the scroll inside?
Wow, look at the time.
Well, it's it's a really fancy case and all. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. So yeah, why not? We're good. You can just have a peek.
Okay. As you start unfurling the scroll for her to look at, she goes, "Oh no. You put that away. No. You know what you have there? That is no good. You really don't want to be caught toting that around, especially if you're going back to Isocross. I'll tell you that. That's definitely from Saul's vault, and there was some very, very evil, vile men casting spells. You see this that half a skull, half a live face on there. Yeah. Those guys, they said that they were going to help the people by creating this army to protect them. But half the time they were just using the locals to experiment on. And oh, the poisons that they created. Oh man. Put anything from Araby to shame, that's for sure.
And this was from where you said Cecil? Where was it?
Saul's fault.
Saul's fault.
Yeah, that was their research center. The Aeon wizards locked in their little vault of evil.
Okay. See, look, we got a little bit of information here. That was good. Okay.
Well, I thank you for helping me clean up and tidy, but I think I myself am needing to retire.
Good idea. All right. Well, sleep well. Head back to the inn.
Okay. Back at the inn, the teenage boys are gone. Things are quieting down. There's an older couple heading up the stairs to where the rooms are. The barmaid sees you and nods her head and whistles at the barkeep, who looks up. Oh, I suppose you'd be wanting your rooms now. Follow me. And he takes you up the stairs and down a narrow hallway to two adjoining rooms. They get in there, and It's comfy, a little small, but it's clean and it's warm. And each of the rooms do have a lock on the door from the inside. Seems passively safe.